Come out of the box. Get yourself out the box. Get yourself out the box.
Hello, YouTube. Cheers, and welcome to the basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
The basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. We take one topic a week and debate a different question every day about that topic. This week's topic is regions in hip-hop. East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest. Artists, influences, what we like and what we don't like. Now with that being said, let go.
Well, since my man has come up with the topic, I'll let him open it up. But yeah, I think this should be a quick debate because the South is dominated. All regions, in my opinion, for probably the last 10 some odd years.
Well,
I really don't see what the argument could be, but we'll see what my man Bruce got to come up with.
you're telling me the South is dominated for the past 10 some odd years. As if hip-hop for the past 10 some odd years is the measurement that we're using. When we go back and talk about the influences of the artists in hip-hop, South versus Midwest, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. 10 some odd years is the last little bit of what you're talking about. From the history till now, I don't see it.
Well, they've dominated the last 10 years. They've definitely had an impact on the culture. Probably the biggest impact on our culture. Probably over the last 15 some odd years. But it's clear that over the past decade, they've dominated. They've dominated the charts, record sales, and etc. But we'll see what particular artist you were thinking about that made you feel.
Now, I'll tell you what. You say dominated the charts, etc. What I'll say is, do you remember a man named Eminem? That was within the last 10, 15 years. if I'm not mistaken, if anybody dominated anything, it was Eminem. Eminem, I'm not sure where he is on your list, but I'm sure if you ask any one of y'all out there where Eminem is,
I can respect
that's
Eminem.
at the top of anybody's list.
I can definitely respect Eminem. All I'm saying is that when you ask people their top 5 lists, your favorite artists, some of them are going to say, most of them are going to say Andre 3000.
That's one of my favorites.
I think most people would have the same consensus that Andre 3000 should be on anybody's top 5 list. And so with that, you say Eminem, but that's not excluding the job that Andre did as an artist inside of a group, which Outkast is definitely revered as one of the best groups of all time as well. So, I don't know, my brother.
Okay, well, I mean, so I would say Eminem, and of course, Andre's on my top 5 list. Nobody's going to deny that. But we're talking about the history of hip-hop, the influences and the quality. Let's not forget, the question includes influences and quality. You can name 1, 2, 3. You might have one on your top 5. I can give you Common, Kanye, Bone Thugs, Eminem. And we just, even if it's not top 5, we're talking about accolades. what everybody knows, what everybody likes, the influences. You want to know how you judge influences? Let's look at Grammys. Kanye, 21 Grammys, 57 nominations. Bone Thugs, a Grammy, 2 American Music Award nominations. Eminem, 15 Grammy Awards. There's more, but I'll let you continue because we have a short show. Please tell me how the one person you can bring up in your top 5 nullifies the importance of the Midwest compared to the South, which you admitted is dominated for the past 10 years. That's good. That's great. But in the history of hip-hop, influence and quality, it's not even done yet. I got more to go, but go ahead.
First of all, let me say, your little list and research, that was cute. I don't have offhand.
We failed because of a lack of preparation, is what I heard.
I don't have offhand, how many Grammy nominations that Outkast and how many awards that Andre's taken home.
It's really 2.
But, yeah, if I start to go down the list of the Ludacris, the Jeezys, and T.I.s, it becomes clear again that the South, it's not really even a competition. It's not even close. It's a landslide, actually.
Common, 3 Grammys. Lupe Fiasco, Grammy. I mean, what do we talk? Jay Dilla, Grammy. So, for everyone that you bring out, there's 3 more I can tell you that influence. And let's not talk about the idea of quality. The South has been dominating. That's what's up.
I could tell that this was going to lead into another discussion.
What's that?
Which is everybody's top 10. And it's funny, a lot of these artists that you're naming out are not even in your top 10. Whereas artists such as T.I. and Andre are both in your top 10. Again,
well, both Eminem, Common is in my top 10. So Kanye is in my top 20. But the thing is, when you say top 10, there's a million rappers. So who makes the top 10? You might have 2 people, 3 people in your top 10. But if I have 20 in my top 50, then that's more influential.
Well, you don't have 20 Chicago artists in your top 50. That's just being realistic.
But I'm just saying, you don't have 20 in your top 50 either.
But we have established there's 2 from the South that's in your top 10 of all those millions of rappers that you just named.
I've established that there's 2 in my top 10 also from the Midwest. Common, Eminem.
This guy's pulling your leg, but because his top 10 changes every day, I forget what this dude. But
well, we rearrange our top 10 depending on who does what. When Common dropped his last one, it rose him up to the top 10. I showed it to you.
The thing about it is that, last week there was a joint called We Will Not by T.I.
He's in my top 10.
And I was letting this guy listen to it, and all of a sudden his top 10 rearranged. And all I'm saying in the thing is, I say all that to say, if 2 of the guys that are in your top 10 are from the southern region, then obviously you've been shaped and influenced heavily by the South. Probably more so than these Midwest artists that you shouted out.
Facts. So, if I have 2 from the Midwest in my top 10, and there's 2 from the South in my top 10, your point is null and void. It doesn't make any sense. We're talking about the whole thing.
Is it 2?
It's 2. It's 2.
From
it's
the
2.
Midwest in your top 10?
It's 2. It's 2. It's Eminem. It's Common. But fine. Let's talk about. I mean, I don't know how else to say that to you. That's fine. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about the history of this thing. The most influential. Let's not forget where all of your favorite samples come from. Motown. Motown, Midwest, has influenced hip-hop in a way that the South has not. Period. In that alone.
This guy's funny.
Period. It has.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, man. I'm just giving the facts. These is the
Now we
facts.
talking about Motown and the Four Tops.
We're talking about influence and quality. Number one, the influences of hip hop coming when you hear a Motown record scratched, that's hip hop. Tell me I'm wrong. Please go down to the comments and tell me I'm wrong.
Like a 20-year-old kid nowadays knows if it's a Motown record scratched. Listen.
He doesn't know.
When you talk influence, you're talking about walking and talking, dressing. Again, over the last decade and a half, there is no other region that has other cities and other regions speaking and talking the slang like the South does. And that's just a fact. When you talk about trapping, there's a whole genre of rap music called trap music, trap beats. You can look it up on the internet, Google it. You can Google it. It's a whole genre called trap beats and trap music, man. That's a direct result of influence from the South.
Go ahead and handle that. We'll be right back. And we're back. I believe you were saying that the dress, the talk, the way, all of these superficial things that you call influence
over the culture.
That's part of the culture.
It's undeniable.
It is part of the culture, but it's only the past 10 years. I can also say that the biggest names in rock music or the biggest names in this or in that.
We're talking hip hop though. Let's keep it
okay.
hip-hop.
Well, it's still hip hop. So in the past 10 years, if hip hop is over 40 years old, the past 10 years you're talking about doesn't mean they're the most influential.
Well, what Chicago rappers did you know in the 80s? My point exactly.
In the 80s,
right?
I'll tell you what.
Chicago. So that's null and void. Saying it's about the last 40 years, and then you talking about
the last 30 years. Common, Eminem, Twister, Do or Die,
Whoa,
Tech Nine,
slow down,
Lupe, Esco, Freddie Gibbs, Kid Cudi. Where is he on your list? Ask these niggas right now, the young folks right now, who Kid Cudi is, and he's one of their guys.
And he's going, and
some of them, maybe not you, but some of them.
And the kid from the South Side going to tell you it's 2 Chainz, man.
Well, what you going to talk about? Then I'll say it's Slum Village. But I'm just saying, 2 Chainz is right now. That's the past 10 years. You can't go back. You can't go back. You got one person. You said Andre and Outkast. Other than that, you talking about right now. Right now is a fad. Right now is a fad. We'll see over time how influential it was to actual hip hop. But right now, that's a fad. I can tell you.
I don't think J. Cole is a fad. I honestly don't. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think T.I. is a fad. I don't think that's a fad.
I don't think T.I. is a fad.
You understand?
I just think that. But I just think that if you're comparing them,
that's last era.
Well,
what else you want?
If you're comparing them, I'm saying more quality artists.
Where's your quality at? You name me Freddie Gibbs and Twister. That's mediocre at best.
I gave Kanye 21 Grammys. Like Bone Thugs, a Grammy. Eminem,
when I
15
say J.
Grammys.
Cole, you talking platinum.
Common.
When I say T.I., you talking about multiple
3
platinum.
Grammys. Lupe, Grammy. What I mean, so I'm giving you
Grammy
the quality.
For what? Not Grammy Award for albums, for songs?
For songs and albums.
Oh,
so songs, getting a Grammy for a song don't matter all of a sudden.
Stop trying to fool the people.
Getting a Grammy for a song doesn't matter.
For a song? What does that mean?
That means you got a Grammy for a song.
Album was popular.
That means the national had a song that crossed over. That means the music
I mean, you had a song that crossed
has
over.
recognized you as the best in that song.
Okay. So Macklemore is what?
Macklemore is nice.
Come on, listen. And that's no disrespect to Macklemore, but what I'm saying
But I'm going to disrespect Macklemore. That's what you're saying.
because you saying a song crossed over, you saying they deserve to be at a certain plateau
Okay,
or a certain,
fine. So
a Grammy
so a Grammy.
Will Smith was
a Grammy is
nominated
crossed
for
over.
a Grammy. And
So-
said, I'm not even going to the Grammy.
That's okay. I got something right here for you, man. You want to call it crossover? I'm saying that Grammy is just the one thing we can
I'm
all
telling
agree
you.
on. But what about BET
The
Awards?
T.I.'s
What
and
about
J.
BET
Cole's
Awards?
sold
What about American
over
Music
a million
Awards?
records.
So did these niggas.
Who?
So did Kanye. So did Eminem. What are we talking about? They sold the records, but are they the most influential? And is their quality better? So you're telling me T.I. is better than Common? He's higher than Common on your list?
Yes, sir.
You're wrong.
All day.
You're wrong.
All day.
You ain't listened to the last joint.
You
I'm not
wildin'.
sure if you listened to the early joints. With that,
Who?
T.I. is nice.
Have you listened
He's
to
in
all?
my top 10.
Have you listened to all?
But he's
T.I.
not better than
joints?
Common.
Have you listened to all T.I. joints?
I
and
believe
you
I
honestly
have.
say you listen to all T.I.?
I believe I've listened to enough to know that he's not better than Common.
And I've listened to enough to know that Common's not better than T.I.
And see, that's where the people are gonna have to type their comments at the bottom. Go ahead and type them. Let him know. Please let him know that anybody who's listened
He's delirious.
to Common over the amount of time that I have will let you know T.I. is dead nice. He's top 10. You see, the low blows. Let me take a sip for that, man, because that's the whole problem. That's the whole problem with niggas nowadays, man. We can't argue respectively. You know what I'm saying? Can't argue respectively. That's fine. That's fine.
You bugging.
Okay, fine. I say, we'll wrap this up. We'll let you guys decide. You tell us which one it is. I gave you a bunch of rappers in a list, Grammy Award nominated, BET Award nominated.
Ludacris platinum.
Give me the same amount, is what I'm saying.
Jeezy platinum. Excuse me. Jeezy platinum. You give me some. You keep saying Eminem and Kanye.
I said
Common.
Twista, I said
Common,
Doing, I said
Eminem,
Tech
and
Nine,
Kanye.
I said Slum
They're
Village,
mediocre.
Royce the 5'9", Kid Cudi. I mean, where are we going?
I said Ludacris, J.
You keep
Cole,
saying the same ones over again.
J. Cole,
Say somebody
Trick
else.
Daddy, Rick Ross. How you want it?
Rick Ross.
How you want it?
You mean the CO?
That's who
you coming with? You're
that's
going to tell me about Rick Ross, who's serving the hot plates in the jail cell.
so that's where we going with it.
He got more influence over hip-hop?
That's where you told me Twister.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what else. Rick Ross mentioned, I won't even
Freddie-
talk about it, because
You
he's
told me
also from
Twister
Chicago,
and Freddie Gibbs.
who we mentioned. Well, I'm
Dudes
just
is
saying,
clowns.
I also, this nigga's not clowns. If Freddie Gibbs is a clown, you a clown. You know that.
Oh,
So
man.
you don't like Gibbs. See, that's the problem. Niggas want to win on TV.
Listen.
You don't like Gibbs?
Nah.
Gibbs ain't nice.
I love Gibbs. I love Gibbs the same way I love Big Crit, is my point. And while
Crit
we
is
on
nice.
and while we on Big
Crit
Crit,
is nice.
while we on artists like Big
Crit is
Crit,
nice.
that's all I'm trying to say.
Past 10 years versus 30 years experience.
Versus 30 years, you acting like you forget about David Banner. You acting like you forget listen, the list goes on. Yo Gotti been doing this thing.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
I don't happen to particularly agree with the more recent Wheezy's, but Wheezy has paved a career over the years that's, it's unparalleled, man. You know, which artists out the Midwest are you talking about?
I just told you all of them, man. I'm giving you where are these
I don't
people
even
on your
want
top
to bring
10?
up Juvenile.
Where are these
Boosie.
people?
Who are you talking about?
My goodness.
Who are you talking about?
Dilla.
Who?
Kanye. Jay Dilla?
Who?
Jay Dilla? You don't know Dilla?
There y'all go. We talking about producers?
And rappers.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
talking about
That's why I
influence.
brought up David Banner.
We're talking about
That's
influence.
why I brought up Big Crit. Influence. Which artist had a bigger influence than UGK? You serious?
No. In the South.
Are you serious?
In the South?
In rap.
My man. Which artist had a bigger influence on harmonizing raps.
Not Twister.
Let's go down your list.
Let's go down your list.
Who had
Twister
a bigger
didn't
influence
have a
than Bone
bigger
Thugs and
influence
Harmony?
than UGK.
Who had a bigger
Freddie
influence
Gibbs
than Bone
did
Thugs
not
and
have
Harmony?
a bigger influence
Bone Thugs and
than
Harmony.
UGK.
Fam, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Who else did it? No one was singing raps. Everybody sings now. I could say Bone Thugs and Harmony influenced the South to the top 10 joints that you talking about now.
You right. Bone Thugs and Harmony. And to that I say Future.
Was influenced by Bone Thugs and Harmony.
True. And now he's taking it bigger and probably past where Bone Thugs ever took it.
Maybe, but he was influenced by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Who has the overall biggest influence?
And you know who Bone Thugs was influenced by? Mystical. And so why are you talking all
Nah.
this?
Wait a minute.
Like,
No,
that's
they
what I'm
wasn't.
saying.
No, they
The
wasn't.
South been
No,
popping.
they wasn't.
The
Bone
South
Thugs was
been
influenced
popping.
by people like Do or Die. They had the problems together. That was Chicago rap. That was Midwestern rap. That was Midwest style. Mystical did it.
He been doing it.
Mystical is nice, but Mystical did not influence that. No, that's not harmony.
He been doing
That's
it.
not harmony.
He been doing it.
Singing. What we now do with
Singing.
auto-tune.
Twister, first of all, Twister wasn't singing.
I said Bone Thugs and Harmony and Do or Die.
Nobody was trying to sing.
They doing it now. That's why you just said Future. But he was influenced by Bone Thugs. It wasn't Mystical. It was not Mystical.
What was it, Mystical?
The influence of Future and all the singing rap that we have right now.
I was being sarcastic, man.
That's unfortunate because the truth is Bone Thugs and Harmony influenced a lot of the singing and harmonic hip hop that we listen to today.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. You hear yourself?
I'm listening.
Whack.
You mean the Grammy Award winning Bone Thugs
Only
and Harmony?
people from the Midwest was feeling them.
The Grammy Award winning Bone Thugs and Harmony?
They crossed over to the little white kids. Man, come on,
Wow,
man.
the disrespect is unbelievable. The disrespect goes
Come
far
on,
and
we
deep.
we know how that is.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Time is of the essence. Let's wrap this up. Give me your final points since I had to go first. Give me your final points. I'll give you mine, and we'll let y'all know what's happening tomorrow's question coming soon. Final points.
The amount of artists, the amount of impact that the South has had on the culture of hip hop and black culture over the last 20 years, decade, 2 decades, or at least decade and a half, dominance in the culture is unparalleled. There isn't enough artists from the mid, and you're talking about, like you said, Motown in Detroit, Chicago, Indiana, St. Louis. You forgot about them, and Ohio.
I didn't even have to bring them up because you still had to bring them up. Go ahead.
And so, you know, there's not even enough artists out of those respective states that can match up with all the artists that is released over the last 20 years, such as the Goody Mobs that I didn't give mention to, even your 8 Balls, the Memphis artists that paved the way, such as 3-6 Mafia and Juicy J and that whole movement. I didn't even mention the Texas movement, where you had Slim Thugs and the independent artists that came out of there and got rich and had their own self-made movements going on. It's not even close, honestly.
Okay, I would say
New
for every
Orleans
person,
and Miami, I ain't forget y'all.
the mere
niggas.
fact that there's not as many coming out of the Midwest as you say, but the ones who do come out still dominate when they come out, still get the Grammys, still move music in a different way and influence music to do a different thing, means that their influence is outstanding. The quality out of just a few of these is amazing, in my opinion. The many people that you could bring up, I could name 5 people from the Midwest that are better than all of them. You might have more, but I have better quality. Midwest will have better quality, has the awards, and has the influence, in my opinion. But also it comes down to hip hop as a whole, not just the artists. We get back to Motown and we get back to how the music of hip hop is made. I'm also standing on that one. I'm standing on that because I believe a lot of the sounds that make hip hop what it is influenced by the Midwest. And that's it. But I'll tell you what, you guys decide. Leave the comments at the bottom. Say who you think won the debate. Say what you think should have been said. Who did we miss in the debate? Either way, let's let them know what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow's question, y'all. Please don't miss it. Oh, it's a good one. Woo! Does the West Side, get more hype than they deserve because of the size of Cali alone?
He came up with that one too. And there you go fronting on the West Coast, man.
Wow. You see what I'm saying?
You need to cut that out.
I'll see you tomorrow on that one, man. Y'all, peace out.
Come up to the box, boy. Get yourself on the box.
Yo, family, you put this down here, fam? I set the whole thing up, and you got the trash down here. What's going? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the level that we're dealing with.
Only cup.
Oh man.
Triple by strawberry lemonade, man. Real dudes drink strawberry. Shout out to my dudes that drink strawberry lemonade. First of all. What's wrong with the guy?